When I come to the grocery store, I don't think about how I can help increase their cash flow beyond just spending money on the food that I buy. But Charles Duncan mentioned where Source Advisors has helped many grocery stores increase their cash flow through cost segregation. Charles, can you share a few of those ideas?
Virtually every building has some components that qualify for cost segregation, but certain building types are more target-rich environments than others. A good example of this would be grocery stores. When you think of your typical mid-market grocery store, you walk in there and there's a large number of specialized departments, whether it's the butcher's department, seafood, bakery, wine and beer, produce, et cetera. To make all these departments function, there are a great number of electrical connections, powering up the refrigeration units, the display lighting, equipment that's in the butcher's department to process the meat, equipment within the floral department to control climate control, for provide climate control for the flowers, et cetera. And this is true of every single department within the grocery store. There will be exhaust systems in the kitchens that allow us, that are necessary for that kitchen to function. And the exhaust system itself, as well as any electrical or plumbing connections that are associated with uh, the kitchens, that all qualifies for cost segregation. Outside of the building, there's a large number of site improvements that are generally associated with the grocery store, and this includes various types of paving, whether it's asphalt, concrete, or brick pavers. There'll be cart corrals, fencing, and landscaping, and all of these, for our purposes, we classify as having a shorter tax life than the underlying building, and this helps accelerate the depreciation on the building.
Thank you, Charles. How about an example of how we have helped our grocery store clients?
Recently, we performed a cost segregation study on a grocery store that was placed in service in 2017, at which point it was newly constructed. With cost segregation, we can look at both newly constructed and acquired properties. And even though this property was placed in service in a prior year, one of the great things about cost seg is we can actually go back in time and do what's called a look back study. And any depreciation that would have been missed by the taxpayer, they're able to get in the current year as a catch-up in depreciation. The technical term is a 41A adjustment. So this grocery store is a typical mid-market grocery store. It was about $18 million in original construction costs. And after my team went and measured out the qualifying conduit, wire, plumbing, exhaust ducts, et cetera, we were able to reclassify approximately 30% of the overall construction cost of this building as qualifying for a shorter tax life. The increased depreciation we're able to generate in the first 5 years was north of $4 million. And the increased cash flow in the first 5 years that are generated by this study was north of $1.4 million.
That's great info, Charles. Thank you again. And if you have questions or would like to learn more about how cost segregation can help your business, please feel free to contact me.